Hello students, in this topic you're going to study about the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So what is meant by flowering plants? The angiosperms are basically called as the flowering plants because these are the only group of classification where flowers are born. Okay, so flower is meant for sexual reproduction. So let us know what is meant by flower. These are just simple different type of flowers you can see in here. A flower, sometimes known as a bloom or blossom, is a reproductive structure found in plants. The flower may be defined as condensed shoot which has become specialized as reproductive organ. Last year ಅಲ್ಲಿ inflorescence ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಯುವಾಗ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಶೂಟ್ ಎಂಡಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ಎಂಡಿಗೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲವರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ reproductive organ. It is specialized reproductive organ. It is condensed modified shoot or branch in which the leaves are extremely altered to form its parts. The flowers develop from a stem branch either in a terminal or axillary position. Terminal ಅಂದರೆ ತುದಿಗೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, axillary ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈಡಿಗೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. Okay, flowers. Next, parts of a flower. So flowers present a great diversity in their structure. They are very different in structure. A typical flower consists of 4 distinct whorls of floral leaves, and this may be divided into 2 main groups. Normal flower, typical flower andre yavaglu example nam hibiscus tagotivi. Hibiscus anta andre dasvana gida. It is having 2 types of whorls. Whorls andre suttugalu. Whorl andre suttu. Non-essential part or the outer whorl consists of calyx and corolla. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್, ಕೊರಲಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಎಸೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಔಟರ್ ವಾಲ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೊರೊಲ್ಲಾ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟು? ದೇ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್. The essential parts or the inner wall consist of andrecium and gynoecium. ಒಳಗಡೆ andrecium ಮತ್ತು gynoecium ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Here you can see. Okay, this is the part. Okay, here this is the calyx and this is the corolla. Calyx and corolla. These are non-essential part. Essential part ಅಂದರೆ stigma, part of the ovary, and anther, part of the stamen. These are the essential parts. Andrecium and gynoecium. Andrecium anta andre stamens, gynoecium anta andre ovary. Okay, these are the parts of the flower. These are other parts of the flower like pedicel and all you can see here. Okay, sepals are the outermost green leaf-like parts that cover the unopened flower or bud, and they are collectively form the calyx. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹೂವಿನ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್. ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕೊರೋಲಾ. ನೋಟ್, ದ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೊರೋಲಾ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪೆರಿಯಾಂತ್. ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ನೀವು. ಪೆರಿಯಾಂತ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ಮೊನೊಕಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಸೆಪಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪೆಟಲ್ಸ್ನ ನೀವು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್, it is a third inner part that produces pollen in which sperm or male cell originate. Collectively the stamens form andrecium. Each stamen consists of slender reddish flower, powdery slender stalk or filament supporting a knob-like sac called anther. It produces yellow or reddish powdery grains called as pollen grain which play an important part in reproduction. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಥರ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲಾಂಗೇಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ನಾವೇನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಂಥರ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫಿಲಾಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಆಂಥರ್. ದಿಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್. ಟುಗೆದರ್ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ anther and this is called as filament. Okay, inside the anther you can find the male reproductive structure called as the pollen grains, and total the stamen is called as andrecium. Pistil, coming to the pistil, what is meant by pistil? Pistil anta andre you can see stigma, style, ಕೆಳಗಡೆ can find the ovary. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ? pistil anta kariತೀವಿ. Pistil consists of the 3 parts. Stigma is the upper part which is sticky structure for receiving the pollen. Style is a slender elongated tube like structure, and ovary is a bulge part located at the bottom where it has a placenta, and inside the placenta you can find the ovules. Ovules from the placenta form the megasporangia called as ovules. Okay. So these are the components. Coming to the male reproductive structure, stamen is called as the male reproductive organ. The stamens are composed of anther and filament. The anther lobe may be of 2 types. So this is the elongated part, you can see, this is the anther, and the upper part is called as filament. You can see colorful structure over here. This colorful structure are the anther, and light green color is the filament. These are of 2 types. Okay, monothecus and one lobe. Theca means lobe or cavity. One cavity ittu open ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is called as monothecus. This type of stamen is found in China rose and cotton. These examples are very important. Okay, dithecus ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 lobes. Example datura. On the basis of the attachment, they are of 4 types. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೇಮನ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ? Basifixed, you can see here. This first one is basifixed. Basic attached agide. You can see here the anther is attached to the connective at the base. Adnate. Illi middle agi kaantade nimge. Middle attached agide. This is called as adnate. Dorsifixed backside. The anther is attached to the back connective. And versatile. Elli bekali easy agi attach agirutte. It is called as versatile anther. Idastu important illa. Coming to the TS of ovary. This is the actual ovary structure. Okay, clear ಆಗಿ ovary ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಕಾಣ್ತಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಾ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಇಟ್ clearly in the other one. So each anther is divided into anther wall. The anther wall consists of epithelium, okay, endothecium, middle layers, and tapetum. Outermost layer is called as epithelium, and it is of single layered elongated cells. Next to the epithelium is the endothecium. Endothecium consists of some fiber thickenings inside that. So these fiber thickenings are meant for the stability of the anther. Fibers ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಆಂಥರ್ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋದಂಗೆ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾದಂಗೆ ಅದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಎಂಡೋಥೀಸಿಯಂ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫೈಬರ್ ಥಿಕ್ನಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ see the middle layers. There are 3 layers of middle layers. Okay, this middle epithelium, endothecium and middle layer, their function is to provide the protection to the developing anther. Inside is the tapetum. Can you see the structure called as tapetum mentioned over here? Clearly we see it. So tapetum is nothing but the nutritive tissue which is surrounding the microsporangia. You can see here. These inside, you can see the spores inside this, right? These are the spores, and the sac is called as microsporangia. Inside the tapetum we can see microsporangium. Microsporangium means sac-like structure which consists of microspores, and these are the microspores. The microspores are also called as pollen grains. Okay, so pollen grains are the male reproductive structures. Okay, this is very important for the exam point of view for 5 marks. So again the same structure over here. In the center you can see the connective over here. The center is the connective, that is a vascular strand. The same thing, endothecium, middle layers, microspore mother cells. Okay, and inside is the pollen grains. This structure helps in microsporogenesis. What is meant by microsporogenesis? A process of development of male gamete. Between both the lobes, there is a layer of connective sterile tissue which does not participate in reproductive process. Connective tissue anta irutte, nimge ತೋರಿಸಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ middle ಏನು ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, this is the vascular strand ಅಂತ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಅದು connective tissue. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಏನು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೂ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. The area between microsporangia and outer layer, anther layer is called as anther wall, which is made up of 4 layers. Epidermis is the outermost layer which helps in protection. Agle ತೋರಿಸ್ದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. Endothelium, this layer has arranged cells that, and these have callose thickenings. Callose thickenings means fibrous thickenings. Middle layer, 3 to 4 layers of loosely arranged thin wall parenchyma cells are present in middle layers. These 3 layers helps in dehiscence. Dehiscence ಅಂದರೆ anther break ಆಗಿ pollen ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. When anther matures, these 3 layers become rigid except the point of dehiscence from where the anthers ruptures. Anthers mature ಆದಾಗ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಆಗ್ತವೆ layers. Okay, tapetum, it is the innermost layer. Cells are pyramid shaped and multinucleated with a thick cytoplasm. This is very important. So tapetum is very important here. Tapetum alli tumba important. It is the inmost layer cells which are pyramid in shape and they are multinucleated. This point is very important. The layer of the tapetum is multinucleated and with thick cytoplasm. Tapetum is a nutritive layer. The function of the tapetum enu, it provides the nutrition or the nourishment to the developing microspore. Tapetum ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, microsporangia ಇರುತ್ತೆ. This is the tapetum. ಓಕೆ, ಟಪೇಟಮ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕಿಗೆ ಏನಂತ ನಾವು ಬ್ಯಾಗಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಸ್ಪೊರಾಂಜಿಯಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೇನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು, ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಬೇಕು, ಫುಡ್ ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಟಪೇಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಟಪೇಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಟಿವ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ multinucleated. This is very important. Tapetum produces ubish bodies which are coated with sporopollenin which makes exine of the pollen grains. Tapetum ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಯೂಬಿಶ್ ಬಾಡೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ.